Hello everyone, welcome back to Take 10 with Jim. Welcome back to Mary's little house. It's late at night. We're approaching midnight. I should be in bed. But anyway, I look forward to coming to visit you daily. Today I was at the thrift store, and they give me the religious articles and things that they can't put out on the shelf because of defects or need of repair. But this is what I received today. We've given many crucifixes out to the poor and to people who can't afford them through the thrift stores that we visit, and they help us, they watch out for us. Well, this is the new one here. I got it all fixed up. It was all dusty, and the wood was looked like it was too dry and everything. We used some wood restore and everything. But anyway, I thought, well, tonight I would like to talk about the crucifix. Oh, I see so many of Catholic homes with the crucifix. And I'm so happy. And it's in a public place, not back in some bedroom. I hope someone back there too. But they witness their faith. And I know there are circumstances where in a mixed marriage or whatever, where they can't have a crucifix, but they have a cross. I remember there was a sermon on a Sunday at the shrine, and the preacher preached about the cross and the crucifix and having a symbol of this. This is our symbol right here, the symbol of our faith, where we got our salvation. That God so loved the world, He sent His Son to save us, and He saved us by this great ultimate act of extreme love, of laying down His life for us on the cross. Our ransom was not silver or gold, but the precious blood of Jesus showed on the cross. So this is what, and we're signed by the priest and our parents and the godparents with the sign of the cross. But this is the most important sign of our faith. Well, anyway, the sermon was encouraging people to get a crucifix if they didn't have one. I saw people go over to the store, to the shrine gift shop, and purchase crosses. I said, "Oh my goodness, they're just pushing crosses." But I knew that these people, they're going to introduce the cross, at least, not with the cross is without the corpus, without Jesus's body, it's just a plain cross. But they're trying, and I thought, how beautiful. I think these were wives and mothers. They're usually the ones that take that initiative. Us dads should be more on the ball there, I think. But thank God, I was so proud of them, even though it was just a cross and not a crucifix. They want their family to have everything, and everything is Jesus. Jesus who died for us. Jesus who loved us even to dying on the cross. Well, what my point is, yes, you have your crucifix. Please, and show it in your home. I remember I went to the beatification of Blessed Kateri Tekakwitha, and I just loved her because I worked with the Native Americans on 3 reservations. And they have a great love for the Lord and for the church. And anyway, Blessed Kateri lived up in Canada, then in northeastern United States. And when she died, she came back to her Christian aunt, who was sort of her Christian monitor, because her own mother and dad died. Her mother was Catholic, but her dad was pagan. But anyway, she said to her in a dream, "Oh, Auntie," as she was holding the cross, "I love the cross, Auntie. This was my greatest consolation when I was living." And she did. She laid down her life for her tribesmen. She risked her life to be a Catholic in some hostile, very hostile Indian people who didn't like the black robes, who thought who killed them, who martyred them, ultimately martyred them. Well, anyway, she lived her life, no matter even the cost of her death. She lived her life in total service. When everybody else was having a picnic out on the hunt, she stayed home and took care of the old people that couldn't go. She braided their hair and she watched the kids. She was a servant to everyone, and she made wampum. Wampum is beads for other people. She didn't exactly want all those ornamentations, those decorations, but she loved her culture. She was Indian. She loved her native peoples. She was a true daughter, a true Indian, yet she loved the cross, and she lived out the cross in this, risking her life. She had to run from her irate uncle who was after her because of her Christianity. She gave herself in service to others, and she was just a wonderful presence in her tribe and in her long hut, in the service of others. So anyway, when I was at her beatification, I was sitting right across from St. Helena, and she was holding the cross. I said, "Oh, St. Helena, give me that cross." You don't know who St. Helena is. She was the mother of Emperor Constantine, and she went to the Holy Land to bring back the holy relics of the Holy Land of Jesus's passion and death, of his life there. And anyway, she's the one that discovered the relic of the true cross. And they got this bigger than life statue of St. Helena on one of the piers that hold up the dome of St. Peter's, and she's holding the cross there. And I knew I wanted to take the cross home from Rome. It was a big cross. I mean, I couldn't carry that. They wouldn't let that on the airplane. No, I didn't mean that, but I wanted to love the cross, and I prayed to the intercession of Blessed Kateri Tekakwitha that I would love the cross, and that I it would be the most important thing in my life, Jesus' death on the cross, my joining with him. And you know what? I got home. It was wonderful, the beatification and everything. And then I started reading about her because I wanted to know more and more about her. After all, I was just at her beatification. I think it was in 1980. I'm just sure of the date. But anyway, I found that wonderful story of her coming back to her auntie, her Christian aunt, and saying, "Oh, auntie, love the cross. The cross was my consolation." And it is. Yesterday, didn't I talk about my Valentine's Day that the plans were so changed, that there was disappointment, and there were other things too I didn't even say, the sewer backing up and all that. Well, but what happened? The cross changed those disappointments into sheer joy. That my day that looked like it was so wasted or so taken from me became a great joy, because that was the way I showed love for the people that I served. That's the way I showed trust in God, that he let me have that sewer back up like Mount Vesuvius down in the basement. And he gave me a chance to be patient and to trust him to see us with that cross. And that was a great grace for me, rather than seeing it as a day that was wasted, or my plans were shot out of the sky. The plans, I had a greater plan. God's plan was greater than mine, and it was through the cross. My giving my own idea of what my day should be, to what God made it, and it was a glorious Valentine's Day. Because isn't Valentine about love? And God calls us and gives us a chance to love when He lets us share the cross of Jesus and offer our sufferings, our disappointments united to Jesus, and it just transforms Him into life-giving, like the cross brought us life. When we continue to apply the life that Jesus wanted on the cross by our joining with Him and suffering with Him, to apply Jesus' once and for all death on the cross to others. But we suffer for their salvation. And there's so many people around doing that for their families. It's marvelous. So God bless you. Be sure to have your crucifix someplace where you can see it. Bye-bye now.